All right. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Tech Tuesday. So, this is another part of the Becoming the Ideal Engineer series, in which we will focus on uh, technology stuff that we can use, such as yung ating Excel, which we would be covering in a bit, yung ating SolidWorks, MATLAB, and all that stuff that engineers can use to their advantage in the field. Ano? So for this series, I won't really have to teach you how to use uh, these stuff since there are better tutorials out there. But I will teach you how to analyze and how to incorporate uh, these applications ano, so that doing problems such as these ones will be more easier. Okay? So without further ado, I'll just read out the problem and then we can proceed to making this. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so tests are currently being conducted on 20 fuel mixtures that would serve as a temporary replacement for the conventional working fluid in a power plant. Considering the condition of the piping system, it is best advised to choose a fuel mixture that would be in a transitional flow when subjected to the same velocity, which is 1 meter per second, and a pipe diameter of 0.05 meter or 5 centimeters. The table below represents the density and the dynamic viscosity of each sample fuel mixture. Okay? So as we can see here, we have 20 samples ng atin yung mga fluid mixtures, and these are the data that we will use para ma-compute yung kanilang Reynolds number, since our goal is to have a transitional flow. Ano? So, since marami tayong data here, we opt to use Excel. Okay? Para mas mapadali yung pagka-compute natin. Alright? So, punta tayo sa kabilang sheet where we can uh, compute yung ating Reynolds number. So, I already have set up, I already tabulated yung data here para mas mapadali. And we can now compute for the Reynolds number. So, ayun, for stuff like this, you can just construct yung formula from scratch. Since yung formula naman ng Reynolds number, that's raw VD over mu. No? So that's the product of the density, the velocity, and the diameter over yung ating dynamic viscosity in Pascal seconds, and nakadenote as mu. So we can just make our own formula here. Ano? So set up muna natin yung mga need nating uh, variables here. So this is a product, so kailangan natin siyang lagyan ng asterisk that would signify a product. So from here, we can just choose yung ating mga values. Okay, so is that there? Tapos pila natin yung velocity. And then we go here, we choose yung ating diameter. And from here, again, we're just making the formula from scratch. So parang ito na yan. Yan. So the Reynolds number here is 75,000, which would signify na yung ating flow is turbulent. So yun nga, we can also make uh, a script here or a code para malaman yung ating flow kung siya ay turbulent or laminar or transitional for that matter. Okay? So I'll just do the code. I'll do the script. And ayun nga, if you have taken your computer programming classes or courses, then maybe you have a background on this. But if not, you can just search on other stuff, since this is mostly on the coding part. Okay? So, pili na lang tayo ng we will do a conditional format here, since this is a logical test, as you can see. Okay? So if this is less than 2000, no, you would have a laminar flow. Okay. And then actually we can just make another if statement here. So that's if, and since we have two values here that we are going to compare, since ayun nga, if the value of the Reynolds number is between 2000 and 4000, then that would mean that it is a transitional flow. Oh, so let's just edit it here, ano, para mas mapadali tayo. So it's this again, this cell right here, that's F4. And I guess we choose if it is greater than or equal to. So it's this, that. Actually, I'll just put a space, 2000. No, and then this, if it's less than or equal to, yeah, 4000. Okay, then we can put a statement on what this would be. That would mean that it is on a transitional flow, like so. And then finally, if we're putting another if statement, we're choosing this cell again. Okay, this would be greater than 4000. This would be a turbulent flow. No, I guess that would wrap up since we have three parentheses. Okay. So ayan, and again, the most satisfying part of using Excel is that you can drag this down and you will have your values. So we do that here, and then we do that here as well. And so as you can see, that's how powerful Excel is when we are trying to compute large amounts of data at once. Mas utilize natin siya. Ano? And as you can see, we can just highlight, ano? Let's just highlight yung mga nakuha nating transitional flow. Ayan. So it would be fuel mixture 4, 8, and 11. So highlight din natin to. And so basically the answer to the problem is we have to choose between these three since sila yung nag-yield ng transitional flow under these conditions. Okay? So, ayan. So that's just a glimpse of how we should use Excel intuitively. So, ayun, if you have large amounts of data and you would try to compute those, then maybe Excel could work for you since it will make your life much more easier. Ano? So, ayun, I think that would be it for Tech Tuesday. It's really just that simple since wala naman tayong, again, we don't have much complex data here and we're just beginning it. Ano? So, ayan. Thank you guys for tuning in for Tech Tuesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Wits Wednesday. All right? Thank you guys, and happy learning.